Hi BookTube! I'm Jessie Quinn from Cup of Books, and behind me is my to-be-read shelf. It's quite tall. Because why not start this channel by talking about all the books that I have every intention of reading one day, but haven't gotten around to yet. The top 3 are actually out of order, and they're books that I'm planning on reading fairly soon, hopefully mostly this Sunday, as I'm joining my friend Molly in spending my entire Sunday reading this weekend. If you're interested in knowing what that's about, I recommend checking out her blog. I have a link in the underworld down there. So here we have Northhanger Abbey by Jane Austen, which I'm almost done with, and have been almost done with for a few years now. Next, Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye, Murder at the Vicarage by Agatha Christie. This is going to be really poorly pronounced, and I apologize, but La Ciudad de las Bestias by Isabel Allende. This is in Spanish. You can see my Amtrak ticket holding my place. It's just going to take me a while, and I need to dedicate myself. I need to commit to reading this. Persuasion by Jane Austen. This is the English Library Penguin edition. An Awfully Big Adventure by Beryl Bainbridge. I've seen the movie with Alan Rickman. It intrigued me enough to read the book. Also, this is an old library copy that I got off Amazon, as you can tell by the sticker. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Antonia by Willa. Cather. I picked this up not necessarily because it's a classic, but more because Reina del Cid mentions this in one of her songs. Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. This is one of her most well-known best-selling mystery novels, and this is part of her Perot series, which I haven't read at all. House of Leave by Mark Z. Danielewski. I read probably 30-50 pages of this for a class. We were not required to finish it. I want to finish it one day. It's just a very confusing book. The way it's like formatted is confusing. Okay, this is a normal page, but then there's pages like this, and these. It's monstrous, and it's gonna take me a while to get through. The Dark Wife by Sarah Diemer. So this is a young adult's retelling of the Hades and Persephone myth, in which Hades is a woman. I'm so excited to read this. I hope I pronounced this right. Middlesex by Jeffrey Eugenides. Fragile Things, Short Fictions and Wonders by Neil Gaiman. Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. This won awards. I was actually looking for Coraline when I picked this up. I've read Coraline, I owned Coraline, I'm missing Coraline, so I was trying to get a new Coraline. Instead, this popped up and I just had to have it because of the cover. Look at that cover. So cool. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I pre-ordered it with every intention of reading it right away, and then I didn't. Jay's Scribble is purple. Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. Buddha Baby by Kim Wong-Keltner. I believe this is a romantic comedy. Stephen King on writing. I've actually never read anything by Stephen King, with the exception of a few excerpts from this book for a creative writing class. Unaccustomed Earth by Jhumpa Lahiri. This is one of my favorite authors. This is another collection of short stories from her. Thorson Diaries, edited by John Lair. Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux. The story behind this book is that I actually had another edition that I bought, and I was reading it on a bus ride to visit my sister, and then on the bus ride back, I left it on the bus. So this was the copy I picked up almost immediately afterwards. I found it at a thrift store a few days later and was like, I need to finish this book. And then I didn't finish this book. Lois Lowry's Messenger, Son of a Witch. A friend gave this to me along with Wicked. She read Wicked and didn't quite like it. I have some mixed feelings on Wicked, although overall I generally liked it when I read it. Dreams of Trespass, Tales of a Harem Girlhood by Fatima Mernissi. Heroes and Saints and Other Plays by Sherry Moraga. I read Giving Up the Ghost for a class, and I have every intention of reading the rest of them. Paradise by Toni Morrison and A Mercy by Toni Morrison. Ariel by Sylvia Plath. It's a collection of her poems, so it sort of has been sitting on myself for a while, but I'll start going through it. Foreigner by Nahid Rachlin. Oh, a book I've had since high school. This is The Vampire Armand by Anne Rice, and I believe it's the 6th book in her Vampire Chronicles series. I want to finish this series eventually, even though I'm not really into vampires anymore. But I was really into this series in high school. This was my jam. Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling. I'm genuinely surprised I haven't read this yet. I'm just waiting for the day where I decide I absolutely have to read The Casual Vacancy. And that day has just not come yet. So this may be sitting on my shelf for a few more months before I finally decide I am ready to go into this without mourning the fact that it's not a Harry Potter book. I'll be there, Holly Goldberg Sloan. This is an advanced reader's copy that I haven't gone around to reading. My friend gave this to me along with an advanced reader's copy of Geektastic, which I did read, and I absolutely loved. One day I will read this. Forever by Maggie Sheffer. I actually pre-ordered this book because I had the other two, and then this one was going to be coming out soon. I don't quite remember what happened in Linger, which is the second book, which is part of the reason I haven't read Forever. I probably need to reread Linger, and I don't really feel like rereading Linger, hence this just sits on myself. I'm so gonna mispronounce this. Okay. Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien. This edition is matching my Hobbit and also gonna match my new Lord of the Rings edition because I finally upgraded to actual paperbacks instead of having these poor little mass market paperbacks that are falling apart. So I'm really excited about the fact that they all match. So when I read this one, they will all sit together on the shelf and be matching. I have Orlando by Virginia Woolf, and I have Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. I was told that this book is the must-read if you're going to read Virginia Woolf. So I picked it up at a thrift store. This is a book that I read halfway through for class, and I really liked it, but it was really, really confusing at times, and it was really slow. I still liked it, but it was a lot to get through, and I wasn't able to finish it, and I have every intention of reading it again and actually finishing it. Which I'm saying a lot in this video. I have every intention of finishing this. I do. I will. One day I will read both of these. We are done. Hopefully I am able to edit that into something that is much shorter than the amount of time it took me to go through all those.